I want to talk about how I alter my recipes to get enough protein, to alter the carbs and fat content in recipes, because a lot of times I'll find a recipe and there is only like 1 pound of meat in there for 6 or 8 servings, and that's just not going to be enough protein for me and to hit my protein goals for the day. And then also there's a lot of extra fat sources added in quantities that exceed what I think is necessary. The same thing can happen with carbohydrates too. So I typically will alter my recipes, and so I just want to take you through how I do that and how I think about it so that you could do the same. So I just pulled up a random, I haven't ever made this recipe before, but I've made Mexican casseroles before, so I just pulled up a Mexican, I'm looking at it on my screen over here, pulled up a Mexican casserole, and so it says that it is 6 servings, which you can always change what the serving size is, but it does kind of give you an estimate of what potentially the serving size is. And it, like I said, it only has 1 pound of lean ground beef. And so for 6 servings, that's not going to be enough protein. Bare minimum we should be getting at meals for protein is 20 grams, and 4 ounces of lean beef is going to be 22-ish grams. So if we're getting less than that, then we're not going to be getting 20 grams. So I would probably double that. I would change it to 2 pounds of lean ground beef, or maybe at least 1.5 pounds. 2 cups of salsa. Salsa's good. Chili beans, great, has good fiber in it and a little bit of protein. Tortilla chips, depending on, I might lower that amount because it says it's 3 cups, or I might change it out for like corn tortillas instead. I've made Mexican casseroles with tortillas, and doesn't have to be chips, but corn tortillas are going to be less calories per tortilla than chips or like flour tortillas. 2 cups of sour cream, so would either decrease this, or if you don't have any trouble with Greek yogurt and dairy, I would switch this out. My number one choice would be to switch it out for plain Greek yogurt. You're not gonna be able to tell the difference in the taste, but if you are sensitive to Greek yogurt, like unfortunately myself now, I would probably just decrease the amount of sour cream. 1 ounce can of black olives. I would personally take this out because I don't like black olives, but they do have a good source of healthy fats in them. Something to just look out for with anything with like oil, black olives, butter, what else? Cheese, we'll talk about cheese. So anything that's like high in fat, as we know, fat is 9 calories per gram, where carbs and protein are 4 calories per gram. So anything that's high in fat, it's going to really add on the calories quickly. So just be mindful of that. I don't really know how many calories or fat grams is in 2 ounces of black olives like this calls for. I might decrease that. If it's like oil or butter, I typically decrease what they say, or I don't use at all, just depending on the recipe, just to cut down on the fat and calories. Not that getting like olive oil or avocado oil is bad. Once again, it's just all about portion sizes and total calories overall. And then green onion, fresh tomato, great. 2 cups of shredded cheese. So once again, I might decrease this. It just kind of depends. I try to leave the cheese in there. And with decreasing like the sour cream, potentially the black olives, you might still need that. The cheese amount, the 2 cups of cheese might be a great amount for this recipe. It just kind of depends on the whole thing overall. So that is how I look at it. I will type all of the ingredients into MyFitnessPal and make it as a recipe. You can see how to do that in the MyFitnessPal guide. That's what it's called. You can see how to do that in the guide, but I will put this all in as a recipe, say the amount of servings that I would like it to be, and then it gives you the calories and macros per serving. So that's kind of how I do that. And then if you need to edit the recipe in MyFitnessPal, you can always do that. on MyFitnessPal's website, not in the app. So you just have to go to the actual website to alter the recipe, but it can be really easy to do. So that is how I change recipes up, so that one, I'm getting enough protein in, because most of them don't have enough protein, and just change the fat and carb amount if needed. Hope it helps.